So for our second lesson of Unit 4, there's only 2 lessons. The next one is not only finding a pattern, but also finding the sum, right? So if it said find the 17th term, right? So here there's no number that's adding, but there is a number that we're multiplying by 3. So here the common ratio is equal to 3. Um, so if I said to you, what is the sum of the first 17 terms? I'm teaching you a new formula today, and that is called geometric series. So this formula is given to you in the reference sheet, so you do not need to memorize this formula. This is in the reference sheet, with an S in front of it. And I go through just refreshing what each of this stands for. A1 is our first term, so minus A1 again, which is also our first term. Our R is our ratio, number that you multiply to get to the next number. The N is the number of terms, and Sn represents the total, the sum of the first N terms. And I think that goes through everything. So I just put this in as useful formulas. So this is for arithmetic sequence, and this is the formula for geometric sequence, and what each of these mean. So let's go through a model problem. Just there's only one. Um, so find the sum of the first 12 terms here. So n is equal to 12. Okay, good thing to know. And usually when they ask you for the sum, it's for a series. It's for a geometric series. So here, let's find out what number are we multiplying. So first thing I'm noticing is the signs change, so it's going to be multiplied by a negative, but again, let's just say you didn't know that. So this number is our A1, this is our A2. You could take A2 divided by A1, like I have over here, and so A2 is 15, right? That's our second term, divided by A1 is, let me just clear this out, A1 is equal to 5 here. So 15 divided by negative 5, right? Don't forget the negative is equal to negative 3. So that means that our common ratio is negative 3, okay? So we need to know that information as well. N is 12. And now we have enough to plug into our equation, right? So A1, so my A1 is negative 5. So I'm going to put negative 5. Then I'm going to put a minus. There's always a minus there. And then you're going to put that A1 again. So I'm going to put negative 5 again, this time in parentheses. You could put this in parentheses as well. And then you're going to multiply it by the R, right? We found out our R is negative 3. So I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to raise it to the n power. Our n is 12. So I'm going to put a 12 here, all over 1 minus r, and our r is negative 3. Okay, so now this whole thing goes into the calculator. So to refresh your memory, because this is the next semester, alpha y equals get you a fraction bar, and now you're literally just going to plug in everything, right? Parentheses negative 5, close parentheses minus. Since there's only one model problem, I'm going to go through this very specifically. um, negative 3, right, is going to be our r, and we're going to raise it to the, under the clear is the exponent button. I'm going to raise it to the 12th power, and then I'm going to come on the bottom to the denominator and do 1 minus parentheses negative 3. Please make sure you're typing this in correctly so you get this correct. We look back at our formula one last time, make sure everything's plugged in correctly, and you get 664,300. So our answer for this is 664,300, right? 664,300. So that is model problem number 1. So I'm going to ask you, if you can, to go through and do some problems here. So for example, for number 1, we have our annual rent is 85,000 for the first year. So that is our A1. Okay. And then it's going to increase by 6%. So this is 0.06. Don't forget to add the 1 because it's increasing. So 1 plus 0.06 is 1.06. That is going to be our R. And then it says for the entire 7 years, so n is equal to 7. So if I said to you, okay, so we're going to plug this into our formula, right? A1 minus A1, R to the n, all over 1 minus R. Let's just make sure that we have our formula correct. Okay, and we do. And so now we're just going to go ahead and plug this in. So our A1 is 85,000 minus 85,000 again. You're going to multiply it by the R, which is 1.06, to the N, which is 7. And on the bottom, we're going to do 1 minus our R, which is 1 minus 1.06. All of this gets plugged into the calculator. And when I hit enter, I got $713,476 and about 20 cents. So that is choice D. And you just put that down just to make sure that we're showing some work and how we got it. Okay. Good. So these questions are going to be very similar to it. So go ahead and try these questions, do some delta math, and you should be good to go.